No, you just waiting to spray it on me. No. The only other way to vanquish him is to destroy the object.
Oh, what?
With Martha, and we're supposed to save Martha. Get the shovel.
Matthew, how's the little man? Oh, what are you doing? Baby. Oh,
Okay, yeah.
Oh, we live.
Okay, guys, are we ready? Yes, we're ready. I really think someone should stay here with Matthew.
hey.
You like it with barbecue sauce? Yeah, it tastes good.
I see you. Mm.
Yeah, it's good with that barbecue sauce on it. Then.
Look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys just missed everybody. Sure. Your dad and them, Michelle, your sister, Jordan, baby G, Tati. Like they literally just left like about 10 minutes ago. Oh, do we have in here? Hey, what's going on, everybody? Sorry about that. Insidious, what's going on? Hey, how you doing, Chrissy? Chomp on the board. Okay. Well, I had a great day, but I didn't have it with my kids because my child, she grown and she lives in another state. But I did talk to her earlier, so I was able to do that. But I do miss when she was a little kid, though, because this is something about having little kids. Just like that time is like so precious. I miss that because once they get into the teenage years and they hit adulthood, it's like it's a wrap. You can forget about it. Hey, Daniel, what's going on? Thank you. I put up a Father's Day post, as well as Juneteenth. This is Juneteenth weekend, But also, long as you speak to them, it's all good. I'm bad, yeah. I am so, even though today was Father's Day, I got my Father's Day present. The day of my mother's service, when my daughter told me she's passed the state exam for nursing, I was like, oh, that's what's up. That put a big old smile on my face. And I know looking at her through everything that I've done in my life, I'm like, I can look at her and say, I did something good in my life. You know what I'm saying? If everything else is, looked at in a different way, a question mark, the one thing nobody can say is, I didn't do a good job with her. I instilled discipline in her. I wasn't like that, overly strict parent or just a strict parent. I did have my, I would lay down the law, but a lot of times I didn't even have to do anything. She was like as good of a child as you could have, And yes, she had her moments as any child would, but I never had to, outside of, doing the work sometimes, because sometimes she would get frustrated doing the schoolwork and she was like, but I talk to her and she get back focused and busting out. Hey, all I'm saying is this. There's not too many times you see a kid who ends their high school career on the honor roll. She did that like three straight times her last time in high school. And then it was a few more times, between freshman and junior. And then she even clocked it a couple more times in junior high. To the fathers, hope it was amazing for everyone. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Our kids are never a mistake. Blessings are always, always. Yeah, because me and her mom actually planned on having her, because she had two kids prior to me. So we would have like conversations about it, from time to time, but it kind of got ramped up as time went on, and it was like, okay, let's go ahead and do this. And sure enough, went ahead and it happened. Thankfully, it didn't take like a bunch of times, because I'll be feeling bad for couples that want to have kids and they keep trying and trying and trying, and it's like it's one problem after another. You got to do this, you have to have this procedure, you have to have this taken out, you have to have this put in, and it's just like, So I'm very thankful that we were able to bring a life into the world, what I'm saying, in the way we did. Oh yeah, most definitely. Huh? You going bye-bye? Well, how you going bye-bye and not give me a hug? Well, I love you. Uncle loves you. We definitely are. We definitely are. RB, what's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. If I'm asked, do you only have one? Yes, I only have one. I only have one. I mean, to be, I would have had some more, but it's that controversial topic. It's a woman's body. And look, I may not agree with it, but I understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so happy Juneteenth. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I didn't even know you was live earlier, cuz. Yeah, my brother and them I came over to my spot and and grilled up some food, and we got to kicking in, talking and chopping it up, and okay, for surely. Was you scared of hooking up with a woman that had two kids? Oh, nah. Nah, because growing up in the neighborhood, that was like the norm. You know what I'm saying? Like you would see girls with like 2 kids, 3 kids, and stuff like that. So now we talking like 4, 5 kids, like then yeah, I'm probably not going to go in that direction because it's like if I touch you, you're going to get pregnant, and I don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you have like multiple baby daddies. I'm not doing that. No, we're not doing multiple baby daddies. But no, I was cool, and funny thing was, what I'm saying, I didn't even look at her as like, on like a relationship status. I just seen her and was like, damn, she thick. Woo-wee. You know what I mean? I was thinking with one head and not the other. But then as time went on, you know, I was like, you know, I got to thinking about her, a lot of shit. And like, oh man, you know, maybe I should. Maybe I should. Yeah, let's go ahead and try this. You know, link back up with her and shoot. Everything was a go after that. Went and got our own place, and you know what I'm saying? After we had our daughter, and we was doing the family thing. And I'm thankful every day because like that slowed me down. Like when I say that slowed me down, I'm talking about I was 1,000 and that brought me all the way down to like 100. You know what I'm saying? She brought me joy that I never thought that I would ever be able to experience. You know what I'm saying? Like having that, like, wait, forget all that. Let's go to the birth. Okay, let's go to the birth when your baby is being born and the baby coming out, the baby crying. You know what I'm saying? Like that is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then the mama holding the baby and everything, and you know. But I do have one thing to say, in all the beautifulness of it, I'm gonna tell you, look, hey, fellas, if you don't have no kids, or if your girl is currently pregnant, take my advice. Make sure you buy gloves. Gloves. Get them real thick ones, right? You know what I'm saying? The ones that you will wear during winter. Get them real thick gloves, because when you're sitting there holding her hand, I'm gonna tell you right now, you might end up with a different kind of hand afterwards. Because the strength in a pregnant woman is 1,000 times 1,000 times a million. Okay. I believe a pregnant woman is the only person in the world that can whoop the ass of a gorilla. I kid you not. Because the strength in pregnant women is like incredible. I you know. So you know what I'm saying? It's like that extra strength coming in. Like, because I remember when I was holding her hand, I was trying to save face, right? And you know, I could take some pain, but this was something different. I was like, oh, my hand, my hand. She was like, I'm sorry. I was like, it's okay. But I got to see my baby being born. I've seen the whole process when the baby was coming out and everything. You know, I've had some experiences in my life, you know. Okay, that's cool. Me and sis and Lady J went down to our Juneteenth celebration. And there, I see you had did the video, and I started watching it. I gotta finish it. So fellas, get them gloves. I wish somebody would have told me this. I mean, I knew about the strength, but if you ain't got to deal with it, you're not really going to actually know the experience of feeling your hand being crushed into a million little pieces. You know, it's yeah.
You can use one fire extinguisher. And to fight heartburn, like a 10 antacid take one Prilosec. For easier heartburn relief, one feed cap. Prilosec OTC, one pill, 24 hours. Zero heartburn. What's the cost of the oil industry's lies? After the worst climate disaster in state history, as California stares down lasting budget cuts,
Where the hell that other phone is?
blaming California for their high prices, demanding you bail them out. all while they rake in record profits. But we can wipe their lives clean, making polluters pay the cost of rebuilding.
Yeah, so, but it was a good day though. You know, it was a good day. It was a good weekend. A lot of things got accomplished this weekend, you know. So I'm definitely proud of that, you know. Hey, RB, if you still in the chat, so as I'm getting my place together, you know, I'm going through different boxes and stuff like that, and I've come across this box. Now, I've had this box. Well, I've had what is in this box like since I was like 12 years old. Right? I have some more, but I sold a couple of tapes, and the others just came up missing through moving and all that. Right? So, but this box, I have a VHS tapes. So I decided that one of these days I'm going to go through these tapes with y'all. You know, and what are on these tapes? Well, let's just say wrestling history galore. Okay. And I'm kind of mad at myself because on some of them tapes, I actually recorded over events because I didn't have another tape to record that event, and I didn't want to miss recording that event. So, like a lot of big events, I sacrificed, you know, instead of me knowing that this is coming on and going, but you know, I had a lot of shit. Nonetheless, I'm gonna go through what was all on the tape, stuff that was on there prior to, and all that. So, you know, Jay Millie's wrestling collection. And you know, I'm gonna need Tati and Leo and shoot, even QGM, you know, Sandman want to slide through, you know, Uncle Todd, you know, the real heel, no chill, you know, if he has time, you know, because you guys are going to, you know, really get the Jay Millie wrestling experience. You know, we going there. You know what I'm saying? We going there. We're gonna take it up a notch. You know, I found a wrestling home, and we gonna take this thing up a notch. You know, Tati doing big things with her channel, Leo doing big things with his channel, Cute GM is doing big things with her channel. And then, you know, you have me, and then you got no chill, you got Uncle Todd, you got Sandman, you know what I'm saying? I love it. I love it. So, you know. But when I do that collection, I would like to have them, you know, either in the chat or maybe on panel. Because I have a lot. And when I say a lot, I say I'll give you an example. I'll put one tape out there. So I have this one tape, right? It has what has it on it? What the fuck? Hold on. Is that the one I'm thinking of? Okay, I'm gonna have to go over that one again. But there is one on there where I have like Monday Night Raw from 2003. You know, the Hollywood Rock era. You know, I even have Yeah, I recorded a lot of SmackDown too. I got SmackDown from 2003. See, 2003. Got 04. I think I got a couple 05s in there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So, but I haven't gone through them tapes in a few years. So, but so it's gonna be fun going over them tapes with y'all. He is not happy about something. Okay, can somebody get the crying kid, please? Kid just outside crying. Ain't nobody gonna get the kid up. Damn. Well, y'all some cold ass people. Y'all just got the kid out there crying. Nobody gonna go help him. Boy, there's some cold people in the world. So, and in today's news, what the hell going on in the world today? Boy, I tell you what, Israel. Israel is in like, how many wars is Israel in right now? Because I'm sitting there, I'm like, wait, hold on. They over there on their side of things battling with the other people. And then I look up and they over here going at it with Iran. I'm like, keep in mind Russia and you know what I'm saying, and the other countries still going. I'm just like, what? But like I have been saying for months and months and months upon months upon months, World War III is upon us. And more of these wars that keep popping up, alliances are going to start coming in. People got their sides together, and now it's just going to be all out wars. So don't be surprised. And keep in mind, we got a whole bunch of stuff going. Look, don't be surprised. And this is the thing that after 9/11, I was hoping Americans would have got clicked in their head, but obviously they don't have it clicked in their head because they still believe like we can't be touched. Look, when there's war going on, everybody is vulnerable. Everybody. It doesn't make a difference. Everybody is vulnerable. So this ain't like back in the days where only like the United States had more power than all these countries, and you know, it's not like that no more. These people playing with big toys that can eliminate all of us. They got missiles and all this stuff that can, you know what I'm saying? Yes, we have defense tactics that can knock the missiles down, but what about that one that doesn't get hit? You know, we always like to put a blanket over there, but what about that one that doesn't get hit? You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't, and keep in mind, this is the other thing. If you got a bunch of countries sending missiles in your direction, there's only so much that one country can do. Now, of course, you got alliances that will probably join in and, you know what I'm saying, help you out with that. But we got to be honest with ourselves. We are not in the position that we used to be in America. This is probably the most vulnerable time in America that I can recall, as long as I have been alive. Yes, I could bring up other times and all of that, but I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't there. I've been here since 1979. This is 2025. I can only talk about that time period right there and my experiences through that. You know, I seen what was going on in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? With Russia and then, you know, going into Panama and all that and do it. Like, I remember all of that. And then we get into the 90s and it's like, okay, we don't really see a whole lot going on. Okay, yeah, we had the Desert Storm thing going on, but that didn't last long. That was like, you know, but it was a major impact because we went into a recession at the time. But going into the 90s, it was just like, okay, you wouldn't think there was anything going on, but there was still wars going on. But see, what we did was we put a blanket over everything, acting like none of that was going on. You know what I'm saying? And so what happened in 9/11, that was a vulnerable inside job tactic that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and this is the other part too. In 93, when they tried to bomb from the bottom, you know what I'm saying? They had put them backpacks in the different areas, and you know what I'm saying, in the World Trade. You know what I'm saying? One went off and the others kind of just said, not today. You know, but that should have been a sign. Like, we can't just be taken for granted that we're over here and we have the luxuries that other countries don't have. You know what I'm saying? We can't take that for granted because at any moment, you know what I'm saying? Like, any moment, it doesn't matter. You know, and 9/11 should have been that wake-up call for us to realize that regardless of who did it, who's responsible for it, it still happened on American soil. A lot of people lost their lives in that building. And those who decided that they wasn't going to wait and decided to go ahead and take a leap of faith. Now, anybody that was watching that thing, like anybody, and I'm pretty sure everybody in America was watching. That was one of the few times everybody in America was watching the same thing at the same time. We all should have PTSD off this shit. We all should have PTSD. I know I do. Cause what the hell, I'm over here, like I only see that shit on like movies and TV shows. Cause I know there's a mat at the bottom that they land on. So I know they're not actually, you know what I'm saying, gone. But to see people actually sit up there and jumping out the buildings, and the interesting part about this is my mom called me and was telling me about it. She was like, America's under siege. I was like, whoa, hold on, America's under siege. And I'm trying to TV, I'm like, whoa. And when I turn it on, this is when around the time when they start to show like the replay. So I turned it on, and it was right after the first plane went in, right? So the second tower was still up, and then within minutes, here, boom! Yeah, I was like, did a plane just go? Did I just see a plane go into? What the fuck is going on? And just watching the whole event, like I ain't watched nothing else that day. I watched all that coverage. And when it got to the point where people started jumping out the buildings, and like I was like, and they would and see, and this is how sensationalized TV is. Now, they will block out cuss words, certain things that is like, yo, we can't show that, you know, say TV networks. But TV networks were showing people jumping out the buildings all the way down to the ground. Huh? So you're literally showing human bodies jumping out of buildings to their death, hitting the concrete. I'm like, this is sick. This is sick. There's a lot of things I could take in and be cool with it. But to see people taking a chance and jumping out the buildings, and they know they wasn't going to make it, but they'd rather do that than get crushed in a building. You know, and I just was like, this is some shit right here. And because we had a bobblehead president, he just fucked everything up. Because it wasn't about doing what was right for America. No, it was all about doing what was right for his dad. Oh, Saddam, you said you gonna kill my daddy? You said you gonna kill my daddy? Oh, kill my daddy? Okay. Okay, you better hope I never become president. And you see how they finagled it? You see how they finagled it? Now, okay, so we get to the president's, we get to the president election, right? Numbers going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, right? So then we get to, oh, they tied. Okay. Oh, they tied again. Okay, then so after a while, now we get to this recount bullshit. How many times they do the fucking recount? Like, come on now, really? Florida, that was one of your lowest moments. Okay, y'all gotta always take the L on that one. But then they take it to the Supreme Court. So now the Supreme Court is going to decide who the president. Now tell me this. If the Supreme Court never got involved in deciding who was president, you think George Bush would have still won? I don't think so. I don't think so. They wanted Bush in there because he's part of the family. It's history. Father and son as president, and then he can go ahead and, but it was all for his own bidding. All that gold and mostly oil. Oh yeah, you got Saddam. Yeah, we don't find nothing over there. It was all a hoax. But technically it wasn't a hoax. He just lied to everybody. He just lied to everybody. Right? So now it's not Saddam, now it's bin Laden. Oh, he's in Afghanistan. Mm. Oh, he there. He here. Dude. Yo, we found him. You want us to go in? Nah, don't go in. You find him and you don't go in? Did I miss something there? Oh, shit. Okay. And then what ends up happening? We go into a recession. Okay. And then, we get Obama. That he's the president that gets the praise and the honor for being the one credited for killing bin Laden. Yo, 7's up. Some crazy shit. Tell you some crazy shit. Oh man. What's going on with your DMG? I don't know what is up with these backwoods But these motherfuckers do not be sticking for some reason all of a sudden. And I hate when they be going out like that. They always be having these packages where it be a string of packages and none of them stick. And I ain't the one for the slobber. I cannot stand a slobbery, soggy ass blunt. I remember my homies used to do that shit. Some of my homeboys used to do that shit. They get that. But I am not hitting that. You over there got all hell of spit all on. I am not hitting that. That shit nasty as a motherfucker, man. Man, give me another swisher, man. This fool over here, man, niggas. Can't take niggas anywhere. Yo, that shit was nasty as hell. Got spit all over it. You want me to hit that? Cause you is true ripping. Shit. I'll roll my own blood. Or don't you hate, you know what I'm saying? See, this is another reason why, you know what I'm saying, I mainly just smoke by myself. Is when you smoke with somebody and they got, you know what I'm saying, done wet the motherfucking end you hit on. Like, what the fuck? Why is the blunt wet? Like, damn. Got all that damn saliva on there. I don't want the fuck. I'm fucking up the session. Well, y'all, I'm about to go ahead and get up off of here. You want to come on here for a quick minute? But I'll be on here tomorrow. Well, I don't know if I'll be on here tomorrow. I don't know. I might. Depends. But I'll be back on later this week. So until then, y'all have a good night and peace.